Ask Laftan and Lamaz. Love doesn't understand words. Hayat is a young girl who lives in Istanbul together with her two friends Asli and Apak. She has a happy life in Istanbul and wants to live there apart from her family. However, upon her father's request, Hayat has to find a good job as soon as possible. Otherwise, she needs to go back to her hometown and start to live with her family again. Hayat knows that she has to do her best on the next job interview for a multinational textile company Sarte. If she is hired by that company, she knows that she can persuade her parents and continue to live in Istanbul. During the interview, Hayat is mistakenly considered as Suna, who is the daughter of the company owner's close friend. In her desperation for the job, Hayat doesn't clear this misunderstanding and acts as if she is Suna and gets the job, becoming the assistant of Murat, the heir of Sate. Hayat doesn't disclose her true identity and starts to work together with Murat. Even though they argue all the time, they become closer and closer. Hayat is impatient, hot-blooded and clumsy, whereas Murat is firm, calm and arrogant. The two have totally different characters but begin to fall in love. In this story, you will explore a romantic comedy between two different characters. Ask a Memnu, Forbidden Love. Adnan lives in one of the most important shore houses in Istanbul with his two children, a relative's son Behlul and his children's half-French nanny. When Adnan meets Behtar, he suddenly falls in love with her. Behtar is also a socialite couple's daughter. She wants to get revenge from her mother, Firdevs, because her father had died whilst catching her mother cheating on him. Therefore, she decides to marry Adnan, an older, rich and successful guy, because she thinks that by this way she can prevent her mother from marrying him. Although there is a huge age difference and although Firdevs and Adnan's daughter Nihal don't want this marriage, Behtar and Adnan eventually get married. While searching for peace, safety and happiness in Adnan's shore house, Behtar meets passion. At the beginning, she shows no interest in Behlul, who develops a crush on her. However, as time passes, Behlul and Behtar fall completely into each other and become drowned by their infatuation with each other. They start having a secret and passionate affair, and their secret love affair soon affects every member of the family. In this story, you will explore a secret love affair full of twists and surprises. Sensual Kapimi, You Knock on My Door. Eda, who pins all her hopes on her education, confronts Sarkan, who has cut off her international scholarship, which leaves her with a high school diploma only. Sarkan offers Eda to give her scholarship back on condition that she pretends to be his fiancé for 2 months. Although Eda initially rejects the offer out of hand, she sees herself compelled to accept it when conditions changes overnight. While pretending to be engaged, Sarkan and Eda embark on an insanely passionate yet challenging relationship that will make them forget all they know that is right. Love may be difficult, but that is why it is so amazing. Seferin Kizi, the ambassador's daughter. Sensar, the son of a poor half, loves Nare, the daughter of an ambassador who came on holiday to Bodrum when he was a child. These two opposing children love each other very much. They struggle for years for their love. Eventually, the girl runs off to the boy, but the night they are reunited, Nare just disappears. No one's ever seen her again. Some say she fell into the sea and died. Some say the Sapphire girl fled to Europe, and a lover tells them the song, and the daughter of the Sapphire is a twilight bird. So Nare and Sansar's unhappy story becomes an epic. The daughter of the Sapphire, who disappeared on a wedding night, appears exactly 9 years later on another wedding night. Moreover, this wedding is Sansar's wedding and brought her daughter. Yemen, The Promise. The ethics of two young people with a very different world are happy that they live in compulsory marriage after the promise. Sadness days will be the subject of the series. Rehan is brought to Istanbul by Hikmat Bey from the country because Hikmat has a spoiled son who cannot fit the brain in hand. Hikmat Bey, who has one foot in the pit, wants to marry Rehan, a sit-down girl, and his son Amir and guarantee the future of her disabled daughter Suna. Rehan depends on a promise and wants to get used to her husband Amir. However, Amir has no intention of pursuing this marriage. Rehan and Amir, who are against each other, will be madly in love with each other. Amir, who grew up in a rich family without knowing what responsibility is, replaces his father with Rehan, whom he married without asking. With the order, Rehan is actually as different as black and white. But Fikret decides to marry her irresponsible son Rehan without asking his son. Hikmat Bey brings Rehan, who he considers a trusted person, to entrust her daughter Suna with the natural disabilities after him as a bride to Istanbul. Amir has tried to prove himself to his father since he was a child. His father's forced marriage also him off and is determined to remove his anger at his father from Rehan. Amir vows that the first time he married nervously, he will never touch his wife again. In fact, when Rehan first found out, he would oppose marrying the Amir. However, when he learns that Hikmat, who he loves like his father, has few days left, Rehan agrees to marry Amir as promised to him. Although Rehan accepts this forced marriage and the spoiled Amir, the wise brain shower, Chamida lady, cools her alive. With time, the commandment is wise and falls in love with Rehan. But Rehan was very broken in the process. The more Amir pursues Rehan, the more she falls in love with her. Elime Birakma, Don't Let Go of My Hand. Azra, who is studying cooking in America, returns home for her father's birthday. With her brother, Mert, sailed to the unknown world against the world that collapsed in a night with their arrival. Singh, who is the successor of the celeb group, comes to the news that he was kicked out of the school he read in America. The Singh family, and especially the Faride lady, is amazed. Singh's rebellious attitude makes the situation even more difficult. Singh's situation makes him pregnant with great surprises. Miss Faride helps the poor to the poor, does everything for her family, and tries to fill the void created by her son in this way. He always puts his grandkids on top of everything else in his life. However, he doesn't know his family that his retirement has been wasted. Mrs. Faride will now give her final exam with her family. The lives of Azra and Singh intersect with a small coincidence, but this coincidence will be the first spark to connect their lives together. Ada Masali, Be My Sunshine. Hazira is a city girl through, devoted to her career and the fast-paced lifestyle of Istanbul. She can't imagine any other life. But when a company sends her to a remote island to clear the way for a new resort, one mistake changes her life forever. Poyraz is a simple man who's drawn to nature more than people. Athletic, resourceful, but socially awkward, Poyraz enjoys the peace and quiet of his small olive oil factory, which sits on a beautiful patch of land. Unfortunately, that's exactly where Hazira's company wants to build its resort. Sparks fly when Hazira and Poyraz meet, and the two opposites fall in love before Hazira realizes that it's Poyraz's land her bosses sent her to get. Without knowing this, Hazira ruins a young man's life. Before long, Poyraz's factory is shut down, his dreams go up in smoke, and the whole town faces an uncertain future. Meanwhile, Hazira's own life turns upside down when her mother falls in danger of losing the family home. To make things right, the regretful city girl must team up with a nature boy to build their own boutique hotel, which will preserve Poyraz's olive oil factory and save her mother's home. Both Hazira and Poyraz are transformed by the experience as each discovers something new and unexpected from the other. Salikusu, Lovebird. Faride is an orphan girl who lost both her parents when she was a little child. She starts to attend a boarding French school in Istanbul and stays with her aunt's family during the summer holidays. Faride reflects her pain belligerently. For this reason, she is given the nickname Ren during her time at school for being mischievous and vivacious unlike other girls. Although Faride has grown up without the love of her parents, she doesn't feel that she is lonely at all. She has many friends at school, and at the same time she has a chance to stay with her aunt's family. Her aunt has two children, a charming young man Kamran and a young girl Nesmi. Nesmi is jealous of Faride and couldn't stand to see her parents show affinity towards her cousin. On the other hand, Kamran is a young doctor who is very successful, hardworking, calm and cool. It seems that Faride and Kamran could not get along with each other because they often argue without any reason. However, in reality, they are in love but are not aware of that fact. Faride always shadows her love through harsh treatment towards Kamran. For instance, when she learns that Kamran is in a relationship with a young woman, she tries to hurt him. However, as the story develops, both Faride and Kamran realize their love. They get engaged, but Faride leaves Kamran the night before their wedding, upon discovering that he has been unfaithful to her. After that, Faride leaves everything behind and escapes from Istanbul. As a young school teacher, Faride tries to start over a new life but never forgets her first love.